Welcome to our channel. Today we talk about women that have kids. It's also acceptable if you're a lady seeing this video. Don't be hesitant to share the video since it's likely that you have an uncle or brother who is seeing a lady who has children. Additionally, as a woman, you can find yourself in a relationship with a man who has children. I'll provide the video link in the descriptions, and it will also show up at the top of the video you are now viewing. You become the newbie in a well-established family when you date a woman who has a child from a past relationship. Even if she wishes you were at the top of her lengthy to-do list, you simply won't be. In addition to being busy, parents have to deal with constant disruptions. Remember this the next time you're feeling insecure because your new romantic interest hasn't called or texted you back. Things happen, such as a teacher's meeting starting late or a child throwing up in the car. You won't know how you fit into the family scenario in the beginning of the relationship. Don't try to be included. Your outsider status may eventually change to an insider status if you two get along. Remember that the parent understands that children can ruin dating relationships. She is undoubtedly concerned about dating with children because this is a common reason for rejection. In general, you must be prepared to go slowly. Let's get started with 15 tips for dating a woman who has children. Tip number 1, focus on remaining emotionally supportive of your partner. All couples can benefit from this guidance. People look for romantic partners because they desire adult discourse and affection. Be open to hearing your partner gripe about difficulties in parenthood. She probably needs to vent and will value your understanding and compassion. Tip number 2, don't be a source of drama. You may have developed some negative behaviors if you have ever been forced into dating games with other people. It's unlikely that a parent will have the mental capacity to handle you stirring things up to elicit feelings. Since a parent already has actual diapers to change, immature behavior could result in your expulsion. Tip number 3, remember to be romantic. Although they are a blessing, children may be time-consuming and demanding. You may lose sight of the romantic aspects of dating if you start getting involved in your partner's family life. Plan date evenings or give the recipient a thoughtful present as a surprise to avoid this issue. Tip number 4, maintain your boundaries. You still have personal needs even though you must be a source of love and company. Due to the importance of personal activities for self-care, even long-married people continue to engage in them. Tip number 5, maintain a reliable presence in your partner's life. Inevitably, parents must rely on others. In other words, your partner will be requesting favors. If she is stalled at work, you may need to pick up dinner for everyone, fix a broken toilet, or give someone a lift to baseball practice. Tip number 6, be ready for family fun. Once you've met the family, dating may go beyond just going out on dates. The kids and you might go out together. That includes beaches, petting zoos, and, if you're not lucky, video game competitions and family movie evenings at home could also be part of it. You can get a real sense of what long-term family life will be like at this point, which is crucial if you're considering marrying someone who has children. Tip number 7, expect to have encounters with the ex. If you date a lady who has children, you will ultimately run into her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband. Even though you may have heard a lot of negative things about this individual, try to ignore them when you see the former partner. He might not want you being around his kids, but that's probably just a way to get even with his ex. Try to be courteous, but don't feel pressured to impress him. Tip number 8, ask before you buy gifts for the kids. It's possible that the parent you're dating has expectations about what constitutes a suitable gift. Before you start throwing up anything costly, have a conversation about it. Tip number 9, avoid trying too hard to be a new parent. It can be incredibly affirming to be accepted into the family circle. However, your eagerness may lead you to attempt to assume a parenting position too soon. In particular, you should refrain from assuming that you have parental control over the children. Since you're not the new boss of them, the youngsters won't recognize you. Rules and discipline are within the biological parent's authority. Tip number 10. Don't expect the kids to like you right away. The children's responses when you finally meet them can range from mild curiosity to a strong hate. Due to their natural loyalty to their biological parents, children may be suspicious of you. Some very young children can be extremely shy with strangers, whereas others may be more open. Children require time to process their feelings, regardless of their ages and responses. Tip number 11. Be honest about how you feel around kids. Tell your date if you're anxious about meeting their children and don't know anything about them. Admitting that you don't know how to engage with a 3-year-old is acceptable. In order to avoid putting you in an embarrassing situation before you're ready, the parent may value your candor. Tip number 12. Let her decide when you should meet her kids. You can show interest in meeting the children after a few dates. The parent has the final say over when and how to do this, but you might even be eager to do it to demonstrate that you're okay with dating someone who has children. Tip number 13. Become a good planner. When you date someone who has children, spontaneous events are unlikely to occur. You should talk to a parent about your dating plans at least 1 week, if not more, in advance. Tip number 14. Respect schedule needs. You must accept the fact that your date must return home because the babysitter was only hired for specific hours. A shared parenting arrangement with the other parent may potentially be an issue for your dating partner. Tip number 15. Don't freak out about a canceled date. She was excited to go out with you, but parents are always blindsided by little mishaps. Sometimes kids get injured, which necessitates an unforeseen 2-hour trip to the neighborhood urgent care center. It is quite draining to be a parent, especially a single parent. On any given day, your date might just be too exhausting to enjoy themselves. In conclusion, before dating someone who has children, consider your options. You should give significant thought to your life goals, particularly those related to motherhood. You could be tempted to start a relationship with someone you really like who has children. It may feel cruel to cross someone off your list because she has children. Your prospects of finding romantic bliss may also be hampered by that decision. Take some time to honestly consider what you want from a relationship and whether you desire children in order to make a decision that will help your relationship succeed. If you find this video interesting, share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching.